Hello, my name is Sheldon here. Welcome back for another episode of Ep24 as Korea. So, in previous episode, we managed to do a bit of an invasion in Japan, although that didn't go all that well, admittedly, but at least we have that. So now, we were thinking about maybe trying to declare independence. Would they? I don't think they would accept that. I don't know if I could invite anyone in, though, and that's the problem. Like, sure enough, we got 90 battalions that we can have in here. We got probably okay defenders, although, let's actually have a look. The conscripts and all that, they got line infantry, lancers, mobile infantry, but what about the regular troops? They got lancers, skirmish infantry, and rapid artillery, so we got roughly the same stuff. I suppose we could try at least start the independence war. I think they will be quite busy for a while. With 90 battalions on the defenses there, I think we might be able to win that. It won't increase our infamy either. They do have 10-to-1 ratio right now, but I suspect that the French will probably wreck their armies in their landing there. So if I demand independence, let's give it a try. We've got only 2 years also left in the game anyway. We'll slow down a little bit. We'll go ahead and mobilize... Oh, that army doesn't have enough generals. Defense shattered sounds like a very good idea. We'll mobilize that. Deploy you to the front line. We'll also... set both of these to defend, and we'll mobilize and send you to the front line. We'll have our fleet. Well, there's a bit of Chinese fleet already in here, but I can have my fleet go ahead and... Oh, there's still some frigates. Oh, right, but no, those aren't actually in there. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and give this orders to move into here. So our troops will be on the front line soon enough. I think the enemy is sending some troops as well. But our side has higher defense than what their troops are having in here. How much is that? That is still quite a bit of troops heading in here. Oh yeah, that is a whole lot of troops heading in here. Well, right now at least we got the extra troops in there. Wait, they're moving through my lands to get into the front line. That seems a bit odd. Oh, Russia sides with the Heavenly Kingdom. Okay, I could ask Spain to maybe join, or France. Oh, yes. Transfer states. Transfer to Hoku. Well, I mean, if I can use them to get independence, I suppose that's fine. Ah, there we go. They sided with me. I mean, that's one way to get them to help me, I suppose. Is there anyone... Oh, I could invite Britain with transfer state. What? No, I don't want to give another state. Right then, well... There goes that then. We got a decent bit of cash, but I think that is going to go down fairly quickly, I dare say. So are there any French troops heading in here? Oh yes, there's a whole lot of French troops heading in here. There's also quite a bit of Russian troops heading in there. So it's going to be a bit tricky. They've got 232 battalions. We've got already 103. I think there's going to be a whole lot more heading in here, though. From both sides. I'm just going to defend, though. There's still the French invasion happening in here. And that means that the French are actually fighting them in 2 wars. Oh, actually, can I add in more war goals? I could. Question is, because if I conquer a state, let's say Xinjiang, for example, that's 27 infamy. I don't know if France is going to abandon me if I do that. Another one would be to take out of Manchuria, to be fair. What do we have in Xinjiang? There's a lot of lead mines, or some lead mines. Decent bit of agriculture. Not a huge amount of industry. Southern Manchuria would be a lot of coal and lead and iron. Over here in Outer Manchuria, there's gold. But no fuel. There's discoverable resources in Xinjiang though. So that could actually have oil. And there's a French invasion has landed now. I'm gonna give it a go and add in Congress State on Xinjiang. Hopefully I'm not angering the French too much. The fact that we're just using this as a way to... Oh, okay, more oil discovered. So luckily, once we do start fighting, we don't need to pay the... At least, presumably, we don't need to pay the Chinese, the diplomatic pack anymore. So how's the numbers of troops in here? We got 98, they got 345. Now, there's a lot of French troops heading in here, so it's going to take a while. But our side has a pretty good defense. I'm going to let the French do the attacking, to be fair. We don't actually have a lot of fleets. Well, I have a fairly small fleet. The Chinese do have a bit larger. Also, what do they have in their fleets? A lot of frigates and monitors. Oh. Okay, it's technically speaking a lot of monitors, but still not all that massive fleet, all things considered. And, oh, I think, well, no, we haven't quite reached the max innovation. We're pretty close to what our nation can have right now. So there's a whole lot of troops just moving through here. Oh, and there seems to be a lot of fighting now in the mainland China. So they will probably... Actually, why is the goals in this war? It's just a treaty for all French war reparations. I think that's not going to be too bad. Technically speaking, what I could even do... We've still got some maneuvers available. It's going to add in the war reparation from Heavenly Kingdom. I think that's going to be justice. If we can even win this war in that time. There's no guarantee that we will. But of course, there's a possibility that since the French are going to be in double war against the Heavenly Kingdom, then it could be quite messy. I don't know how well he's actually going to treaty that. We've only got the 90 battalions of what we have in here, but I suppose the French troops have yet to arrive. And that is going to be fairly good troops, I suppose. Not necessarily the best, mind you, in defense, but pretty good attack. So they'll probably be able to punch through the front line there. Secession movement growing in Japan. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. We may need to fight against that. Oh, the Chinese are actually pushing the French back a little bit there. By the sheer number of units. Voice of the nation. Hey, more prestige. I will take it. But if we can achieve independence in this war, there's no... Like, I'm not holding my breath for it, to be fair. But I suppose it's a possibility, at least. The war's about to start, though. And the numbers on the front line don't really paint a good picture. Do we still have troops that are advancing? I think the French are trying to advance, right? Because my troops are only defending. There we go. And the French, are they in there? Well, there's a bit of a battle in here, which we are defending, and actually quite successfully, I might add. Right, so we need to get some trading going on to replace all these lost things. So first of all, I'm just going to go ahead and remove all of these. And then have a look at the things that we need desperately. Now, liquor we can produce ourselves, so we can start doing some of the distilling. It will reduce the amount of groceries quite a bit and increase the amount of sugar that we need a decent chunk as well. Can we actually reduce the sweeteners? Actually, we can. For now, like, it's not a permanent solution, mind you. But that's a start. So that's one thing. Tools, we need a lot more. I suppose we are using a whole lot of tools on various mines and such. Now, to be fair, what are we having a huge amount of? We've got a massive amount of iron, so we don't actually need to worry about that too much. We can probably even reduce the productions at the iron mines for right now. Actually, how's the explosive price? Isn't too bad, but we could maybe go back to the atmospheric engine pump. That will save us a whole lot of tools and coal, and simultaneously we can do that in the lead mines, I reckon, as well. In fact, we could go back, well, no, not quite back to the picks, but what about the sulfur? Right now it is a pretty low price, so we could go back for the atmospheric engine. They're still keeping the tool price very high, but at least the shortage is going to be slightly less. The sulfur price might be increasing a little bit, but that's fine. The logging camps, we got the electric saws, which is probably fine. Rice farms, do we have, well, we could, well, do need quite a bit of stuff there. We got the orchards. Don't really want to go to electric wires, to be fair. Do I should have, yes, we got our own market at least, so that's good. And we don't pay the diplomat back. Good. We do want to get a bit more glass, I suppose, and tool price is still pretty bad. Dyes, we are at least getting some from the things that we have. We might want to go ahead and buy some dyes. For example, from the British market. Should be a pretty good amount of money from there. Another thing that we'll probably need is more glass, although we'll probably be increasing the glass production a bit ourselves. Did I switch the lead mines to... Yes, I did switch the lead mines to be slightly less effective. We could maybe reduce the butchering tools. That does reduce the amount of meat, but that's fine. That also reduces the amount of tools that we need. Another thing that we might want to do, let's actually have a look at the urban stuff. So, textile mills. We could maybe reduce the dye consumption, although the clothes... no, that's not really an option in there. Craftsman sewing, I mean, we got the silk in large quantities, so that's not too bad. Furniture, we could maybe go back... no, we can't really go back in there. Luxury furniture, maybe? Reduce the tool consumption a lot, so yeah, that would actually be a smart idea. At least for the time being. Tooling workshops, well, that's gonna stay as steel tools. The glass making, is the porcelain... It's not too bad of a price. The glass price is bloody massive, though. I can't do too much about that one. Explosives, is that... Well, there's decent demand for explosives, so we'll keep it as is. Steel mill will probably stay as is. Engine price isn't too bad right now for us. Shipyards are producing the steamers, which, to be fair, don't have too much demand right now. Artillery is pretty high in demand. Munitions... Well, actually, it's probably not... Well, yeah, it is actually pretty high in demand. We're getting another artillery foundry. So, the... I suppose another thing that we should definitely import is some sugar. We're going to import probably fairly large quantities, and that's a huge productivity from the British market. We'll go there. And then I suppose the glass. We'll import that from the French market. So there we go. That might allow us to get a little bit of stuff. So we got one battle over here. We're defending against the Russians. Even with blunder, I think we might still win that. Well, if we keep it on blunder, probably not. Russia's damaging relations. Alright then. What are we doing in here? Oh, that is going to be a victory. Enemy in default. Oh. More likely to capitulate or accept peace deal. If I press for the independence, they will not accept that yet. I suppose since they are getting occupied in here slowly but surely. How is the GDP looking like right now, actually? Still 200. Our GDP has collapsed, to be fair, because of the lack of tools and all that. It's one of those things that there's just not enough tools ever in the Chinese, or in any market that is even reliant on the Chinese market. But I'm hoping that we can still win this. I mean, this might be a loss over there in the north. I'm kind of hoping that the French... I mean, there's battle against the... Oh, the French are attacking against the Russians. They are going to be winning that. Most likely. That one's going to be a victory. We've still got quite a bit of construction work going, although I suppose the lack of tools might be hindering us a bit. I was going to go ahead and... Actually, what are you doing right now? I want you to raid convoys in there. Don't know how much we'll do with that one, but we're losing a bit of cash, but it's actually not quite as bad anymore. I suppose now that the trade is starting to take a hold, and the trade routes are being formed up and all that, the demand for dyes and glass and sugar is hopefully going down. So we're losing some of the convoys. Oh, right, the independence movement is not firing out. Oh, are they going to be doing a landing or something? Or just, they might be raiding in there. Well, that would be unfortunate. How's the Chinese war support? They are losing a decent bit of it, I suppose. And they are... Oh, they were in default, at least. That might be very handy. Still losing £20,000 per week. We're about to... Well, in a bit we'll get the threshing machine. There is another battle, so the French attack is going fairly well. We are actually going to win this defense in the north. And in here we've got a huge battle where we are going... Oh, we've got so much more defenders than they got attackers. So that bodes good for us, I suppose. And if the French can just keep on pressing over here, and we hold our ground in there, I think we will eventually win this war, if we have enough time for it, to be fair. I don't know. We might need a bit more bureaucracy. Actually, France, would you be willing to take a certain... no, I don't want to embargo you. But I suppose the trade agreement is... yeah, we can't do that yet since we've got poor relations. I mean, at least we are both improving it. Oh, Heavenly Kingdom's damaging relations. I wonder why. There's that attack going. That one's a defense. That's a defense. That's a defense. I don't know if this one's actually going to succeed or not. No, this one's going to be a loss. Over here, we're going to have a loss. That's a bit of a shame. So in the north, we might get pushed back a little bit. As long as they don't reach our capital by the time that the French just wreck the Chinese in general. Ah, there we go. So there's a huge shortage of glass right now. Oh, actually, that's one of the things that I could maybe do. If we go for the urban, we can maybe switch the urban centers to switch to a little bit less glass consumption. We can maybe go back to market stalls, actually, to just save us a lot of input on glass and all that. That might actually just reduce the shortages completely. Now, sure enough, it's probably not good on our GDP and all that. We actually... About half of our GDP by the point where we started the war. Oh, yeah, we lost a bit of ground in the north. But the French are going to hold there. We're going to be holding this one. And that's going to be another victory. So I don't know. Yeah, we managed to take some of the land back. Still improving relations with the French, hopefully. That's going to be another major victory. So actually, if we have a look at the battalions in here, so they've got 700 battalions, we've got 300. That's kind of the reason why we are having some issues every now and then. Like, that one's going to be probably a loss. But overall, we're still dealing a lot of damage to the enemy. And the French, of course, down here are still occupying more and more lands. And it's getting more in there. So has the innovation is actually dropping a little bit. Huh. The max that we could have is 130, though. I suppose it could be that since this one doesn't have... Oh, we gave that to the French already. Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense. There's also one less problem for me, I suppose. So our fleet is in there. I suppose they've got even more stuff moving through there. Some of our convoys are being sank. We've still got a bit of a shortage of glass. Actually, which buildings do we have shortage in glass? Construction sectors, right. Well, that's unfortunate, but that's just how it's going to have to be. We managed to push the enemies back for the most part, although that one's going to be another loss, I reckon. I think what we might do is, I'm going to send you to there, and I want you to escort convoys instead. Maybe we can hit some of these enemy ships here. Probably won't be enough to sink most of them, but it might be enough to deal some damage at least. Because the French... Oh yeah, the French found one of the Russian fleets there. Very good. Oh, there we go. Speaking of French, they've captured a whole lot more land in here. While over here on our main front line, we are still holding the enemies back for the most part. I think we're actually gaining a bit more ground in here. The enemies have moved some more troops away. There's still 200 Russian battalions, 30 Tibetan battalions, and 200 Heavenly Kingdom battalions. Oh, there's a French attack going on as well. There we go. Who knows, maybe the French attacks will allow us to get into the states that we're trying to conquer. I just want to get the independence, to be fair. And not have to pay the Chinese for all this stuff. We could then even join, well, could maybe even join the French market after that. That might be better. Although not initially quite as profitable right now, but it's would be an improvement, no doubt. So again, our troops are mostly just on the defense. Oh, there's a massive battle in here where the French are attacking against the Russians, and if they win that, that would... Oh, there we go, threshing machine. That requires more tools though, so that's not something that we'll do. In military, we could either go for the... I suppose we could go for the self-propelled torpedoes, although that probably won't even complete. Is there anything in the society? We could get the anarchism. On the production, we could try get the vulcanization, I suppose. We'll go for that one. Not that we'll necessarily need it, but... or use it. Or get to it, even. There we go. There's still the very northern parts that are under occupation right now. We're probably going to be winning that soon enough. That one's going to be a victory, so we might start getting into outer Manchuria, or southern Manchuria, rather. And, of course, also towards the... Oh, yeah, there we go. A little bit occupied. Oh, that is a whole lot of land that we just occupied there. Along the front line. So now we're starting to get definitely into a better situation. And the private sector is still taking care of most of the construction costs, which is still quite expensive. You know what? We might want to go ahead and just reduce that to the iron frame building. That's probably going to save us a whole lot of money. Actually, the class price will collapse because of that. In which case, we can go back to the covered market, or at least the market squares. Actually, no. I don't think that's going to be initially worth it. Not right now, anyway. There's another battle. The French are attacking against the Russians. The French, what do they have as their military types anyway? Shrapnel artillery. Oh, is that only shrapnel artillery in there? I think it is. Alright then, that's an interesting solution. I mean, they deal a whole lot of damage, so there's that. Oh, I think the war support is definitely going down, so we might be able to get our independence. It would be nice to get the war reparations as well, and everything else, but we'll see how much we can gain before the, like, mid in 35 or something. Over there, that is going to be another victory. That is going to be a victory as well. I think what I might do, actually, is I could take... Which one of these was the offensive planner? You. I'm going to put you to advance front. Help a little bit in there. It might not be enough to actually push back the enemy, but putting a few more boots to the ground on the attacks might not be a bad one. So actually, let's have a look at the trade routes. And all trade routes. So there is... some import routes for grain from America. Someone's exporting coal from us. Ottomans are exporting coal. They're importing tea. There's, of course, the... Well, these are our trade routes. There's the import of dyes and import of sugar. Import glass from... actually, the glass import is not needed anymore. That's going to save us a little bit of bureaucracy, as well as some convoys to be used for the... especially the dye trade there. There's a sugar that the Americans are bringing in as well. That's good. And, oh, yeah, we're getting a whole lot of ground in the north. How's this battle? Did I have any troops in here? No, 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 no. It's just the French striking in there. But yeah, no, I think it's actually looking a lot better for us now. There we go. And the fact that the French are just taking over the northeastern, or the eastern seaboard of China here quite quickly. Ooh. Are we actually going to win this battle? We've got the numbers advantage on this naval battle, so I think we will. Because what do they have? They got... oh, they got destroyers, monitors, and ironclads. Okay, so they got a bit better stuff than we do. But regardless, we got the ship numbers advantage, so we might win that naval battle. And maybe save some of our convoys from being attacked. There's a combat. Is that... yeah, no, this is the French. There's also the French. And this is also the French. Well, that doesn't surprise me. But we haven't taken the war goals yet, so the war support won't go below 0. That's to say, we need to get this state conquered, which we are already doing a little bit of work on there. Little by little, we'll probably have it. After that, they'll most likely give up. Of course, the French are still doing... oh, right, the capital is down south, isn't it? Or have they moved that to Beijing? No, I think it's probably the south. But regardless, the state that we need to conquer is almost conquered. It's really close. Really, really close. After that, their war support should start plummeting. If we can hold on to it. Oh, we got attack going as well. Now, to be fair... oh, right, with manpower advantage we do have there. Although they got a lot more battalions. They got slightly higher defense than what we have attack. But overall, I'd still say that we are doing okay. We're inflicting more casualties than we're taking. That's good. Over here we got another battle, but that's not ours. That's the French. Over here we got another one. Ah, right. We're losing a lot of the interest now. That's alright. Are we winning this battle? We are. Okay, good. So we should be able to then completely occupy the state. Oh, and there's the French occupation increasing. Oh, Russia has been pushed out of the war, have they? Yeah, they have. Okay, well, that's going to be quite a difference in the fighting then. And we've still got a bit of combat going, but yeah, no, I have a feeling that we will win this war. I think we're going to also start speeding up the game again. So many troops moving does slow it down a bit, and it might not be good for my CPU. Okay, there's another combat there. There's a whole lot of Chinese troops moving through as well. But yeah, no, we are going to be winning this war, thanks to the French help. And we will get a state in exchange there. I wonder if they would then exchange these two states, just so that we can get our initial stuff back, but at least be independent. Ah. Alright. There we go. Peace treaty signed. And now we've got... oh, actually, let's... that was through state actions, reset production methods. There we go. So now we've got GDP of 50 million. Could I join the French market? Not yet. We're still improving relations with them. We need to get the relations above poor. Which, to be fair... oh, there we go. Now we're getting a whole lot of money. Since we don't need to pay for all the armies and all that. We're getting a bit more trade and all. Actually, I suppose one of the things that we might want to do... get some more government administration. Sort by the worst taxes right now. Or taxation capacity, I suppose. Get those built. I suppose now we might be able to go ahead and increase the construction again. Steel frame construction. And now we need a whole lot more... oh, is there still... oh, did we inherit some navies that are... oh yeah, there's this fleet. I want you to upgrade to the monitors. There we go. So, can we go ahead and import some glass then? Oh yeah, we can import some from the French... yeah, we'll actually import from the French market. There we go. So, we got our independence. We got 51 million GDP, which isn't all that great. It's probably going to be bouncing back soon enough. The Chinese GDP did drop to 176. So there is that. And the French got their trade port there as well. I don't suppose I can trade states yet? No. Can't join the Union either. We've got quite a bit of infamy, to be fair, so that's probably not helping the situation at all. But there we go, we got our independence. Oh, Japan's having a bit of oh, fascist Japan there. That's a bit unfortunate for them. So how bad is the demand for... Oh yeah, there's demand for wine, demand for man of wars, although that seems to be going downwards, hopefully at least. Opium we need a lot, although I don't... Well, it's mostly population to be fair. We need a whole lot of tools, which I'm guessing... What is the private sector constructing right now anyway? Tooling workshops, artillery foundries, railways, synthetics, quite a bit of things, let's be honest. We got 53 million GDP. It did drop quite drastically when we switched away from the... Could I actually join the Heavenly Kingdoms market again? I mean, I could try, but they wouldn't not take it. Partially because we've got a bit of bad relations with them. Let's actually go ahead and stop the relations damaging. We can improve relations with them, maybe. That might help. And also the French, we're already improving relations. I don't suppose we can... I could start diplomatic place against them, but that's probably not a good idea. The class demand in the market is still bloody massive. I don't think I can do too much about that. What do we have in here? So we don't have enough bureaucracy to incorporate that state. We're getting a pretty good amount of money, so we could actually just go ahead and lower the taxes finally. Make population a bit happy. And we got a bit of extra. We could maybe put the liquor tax. Rule for petition the government. Property to women. Ah, okay. Can we actually pass that law already? We could. Intelligence, yeah. Yeah, we'll go ahead and try pass that. Sure. Yeah, there we go. We got a bit of an extra area in here since the French pushed us back. And I suppose... I don't know if we'll be able to trade with the French. If we gave them that one, because I kind of want to have my original state in here. So the question is, of course, will we be able to improve our relations sufficiently before that? But we can now actually increase our ranking again, which is really nice. Now, how many interests do we have set up? 6 out of 11, okay. I'll put one in Japan. Maybe one in Indonesia. One in northern China. We'll put one in Persia. And then maybe one in, like, Arabia or something. That should open a lot of trade opportunities. We have managed to get quite a bit more bureaucracy again. So we could do a bit more trading, although we don't have a lot of convoys, this problem. So I suppose what we should do is build some more ports. Okay, at least 2 more levers in our capital. And I'm guessing we still have quite high demand for tools, paper, and glass. Oh, available decision. Oh. Survey skyscrapers. Ah, we need a lot of bureaucracy for that. Proclaim the Empire of Korea. Oh. Sure. Right, there we go. So the landowners are just changing names, essentially. We're getting some more prestige. There we go. We get a new flag. Empire of Korea. Now that we've finally got our independence and all that. We do have 32.4 million population. To be fair, we're now over the point where we had when we lost the southeastern state, at least. GDP, on the other hand, is going to take a while probably to recover. Partially because the tool price is going to be massive. We need a lot of clothing, which, to be fair, if we have managed to reduce the price of the... Well, first of all, we've got a lot of liquor already. How's the sugar price? Groceries are pretty high demand. I don't think the sugar price is actually that bad. The dye price isn't too bad either. The sugar is a little bit elevated, so let's go ahead and have a look at the textile mills again. Not textile mills, food factories, sorry. Baking powder, we can increase the... Well, grain and sugar is going to increase in price a little bit. We'll go there. Canneries... No, I can't do that much. We got the pot stills. I don't really want to increase the glass consumption, so we'll just use the pot stills. It's okay for the liquor, actually. It's not too bad. Then furniture, we don't really want to go for the... or beyond that point there. Can't really increase the paper mill production too much. Explosive factories are still fine. Urban centers, we could go for the cat. Oh, we don't have electricity everywhere. So this one, we could probably go ahead and get some electricity there built. Hey, we now have a look at the market. So there's still a huge demand for glass. Which I guess we are working on improving. There's a bit of extra porcelain, to be fair. That's probably something that we could try exporting, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. There's also things like iron, which is quite low. Oh, actually, lower in consumption prices. So I think iron price is fairly low. Coal price is fairly low. But steel price is not. Okay, so that's one of the problems. Alright then, well... We've got quite a bit of expansions going on all that. We activated the interests. Oh, North German Federation has taken Oman and Tunisia, of course, and part of Greece. They got another war brewing against Austria. And Finland still probably, yeah, there's still a chapter of Romania. So, if we can just get our relations, oh, there's a bit of fighting in there, relations with France to go up enough. I don't know if they would be willing to take over that state instead of this one. I don't know if they have interest in this particular state. Oh, Russia's having a secession in Indonesia, okay. That's none of my business, to be fair. So we're making pretty good money. We could maybe go ahead and reduce the taxes even further if need be. We're going to increase the standard levy. It's 11.3 right now. It did drop quite a bit because of the shenanigans, but... oh, landmark case. We'll take it a 20% inaccurate success chance, so now it's 55% chance. Now, admittedly, it's already November 34, so we've got about a year to go. And admittedly, we could, well, we're probably just going to continue on this episode, which is probably what you can see from the title already. But it's going to be a bit longer episode. Oh, Italy sides with Russia, alright then. Austria side with Russia. So there's like a whole lot of nations fighting against one tiny independent uprising. Well, they'll do their thing there. I could start incorporating the state probably. It'll lead to a bit of deficit there, but it's not too bad. It'll take 5 years though, so it won't actually complete it. But, you know, if this was to continue, then we would have a bit more. The French Republic, can I still... The relations are still poor. It is still going upwards. Of course, once our infamy goes down... I don't know if that's actually not going to have that much of an impact, so I don't think we'll be able to trade the states. But at least we got the independence with that state, so it was worthwhile doing the invasion into Japan. Now, we got on our literary rate already to 54.5%. Well, it's only 54.5%. We're not even the top 100 nations. We're only 13 in GDP, although I suspect that that's going to start growing quite quickly now. Still making a massive amount of money. The investment pool is shrinking quite a bit, though. We're using 100,000 pounds per week from that. But, of course, there's not that many weeks remaining anyway, so it's not that bad. I'm sure they will get better slowly but surely. So now if we have a look at the market, the glass price is still bloody massive. We are probably... Oh yeah, there's a lot of steel and glass production that is getting expanded, as well as the tooling workshops, some food factories, some more fishing. Is there anything else that we've got in here? Things being that I believe there should be some oil in here, but we haven't found any yet. We've got the munitions for some extra... Oh, Russia is improving relations with us. I mean, that's probably fine, actually. We're going to improve relations with... No, actually, we can't improve relations with them because we don't have the influence for it. Never mind. Japan is independent. Could I ask them to join... Invite to customs union? We don't have good enough relations, but we can start improving relations with them, although probably not quickly enough. How's the relations with the Chinese? If I was to obligation... No, they would still not accept. Yeah, no, so us joining there is not going to happen. And we can't join the French market either. Who else could I maybe... Oh, law progress consideration. Maybe the British market will join in. No, we need cordial relations and we can't improve relations. Okay, let's have a look at the diplomatic actions then. Join customs union. Ottomans would not accept. USA would not accept, and Heavenly Kingdom would not accept. So, no, we can't really do that with anyone. Well, I mean, we've got our own market now. I suppose that's better than nothing. We've got 60 million GDP. And the Heavenly Kingdom's GDP probably has gone... Well, it's 180 still. So it's still got about 3 times of what we have. Oh, there we go. Anarchism unlocked. Not necessarily the best of things, but it does unlock some other things there later on. It leads to political agitation, which does increase authority. Now it's spreading... Why is it actually spreading? Philosophical pragmatism. We could maybe give that a bit of a boost. I don't know, we'll get the volcanization completed, but that's about it. Now we've got 60 million, so we're still paying a whole lot of glass. I suppose we could stop using that in some construction sectors to reduce the demand, but not to collapse the demand for it. So if we go ahead and switch this one to iron frame building, that's going to save us a lot of money. And it will reduce the amount of construction that we can do, but that might be enough to start reducing... Oh yeah, it does reduce the price quite a bit. Opium we still need a lot for population, but I don't think I can do too much about that one. There's still quite a bit of demand for wood, of course, as well. It's already March, and yeah, the vulcanization is going to be down in 2 days. I'm getting another shipyard as well. We did increase the amount of convoys that we have, so how are our trade routes doing? If we just go back to only our trade routes, so we got several. We are making pretty good money out of the tariffs as well, £16,000. We did reduce the taxes to low taxes. Actually, we could reduce even further if we want to. Of course, if we were to do a bit more construction ourselves, then probably not. I mean, I suppose we kind of do still need more glass production, so we'll put in one there. There we go. Vulcanization, that unlocks the elastics. It unlocks the machine steel tools for tuning workshop. Ooh, actually, that might not be a bad idea. That does require some rubber, though, and we don't have any. That requires a whole lot of rubber, actually. Okay, so that's not something we can start producing. Alright, then. So the private sector is now doing a whole lot of clothing and all that. How's the tool price, by the way? That's gone down a little bit, so actually we might be able to go back to the textile. No, no, the textile also didn't change. Furniture manufacturer, do we need to change that? Probably not. I require 210 tools, we don't have that much. We'd reduce the wood price a lot, but the hardwood price would start going up. Do we have the hardwood production at least? Yes, every one of these is producing at least a little bit. How's the coal price? The coal price is probably, yeah, that's fairly low. The iron price isn't too bad. We could maybe switch this on again, although no, that would be 300 tools that we need. So, no, not on that one. Alright then, well, let's just keep on going. We've just got about half a year to go. Ooh, steam turbine is spreading to us finally. We did manage to get back to 60 million GDP. I don't know if we'll be able to get it much higher than that. I suppose if we can reduce the glass price and steel price and all that, we might be able to get a little bit higher. Don't suppose there's anyone that I could invite into our customs. No. And change to our customs, no. Japan declared rivalry, okay. I guess we won't be getting you as a... Oh. Oh, Council Republic, okay. Well, I guess we can declare a rivalry back. Gives a bit more influence back. Korean women's travels. Yeah, we'll take the 10% truce for the law that we're trying to pass. Maybe we'll get it done. Actually, I think another thing that we should probably do is just get another government administration or two in here. How's the... Oh yeah, we've got a paper mill. We'll probably build one more of those. I don't think we'll actually have time to complete all of that. We're still making £50,000 per week, so we've got a pretty good situation here, all things considered. A little bit sad that we haven't found the potential oil in here. But oh well. I don't know if it's... I think it is oil. I don't think it's rubber. It's too far north for rubber. 61.5 million. Almost 55% literary rate. So I think that's... Has it gone... Oh, because we conquered this, that probably reduced the average quite a bit. Over here, the standard of living is very tiny in comparison. I mean, we're making a bit of improvements in there, I suppose, but it's... Ooh. Yeah, it's not great. They can't get all the people in there either. I suppose the lead isn't that high in demand right now. Actually, that's one of the things that we could maybe try exporting. I'm sure that there's some... Yeah, we could export that to the Taiping market. There we go. That'll probably give us a bit more money. Plus, you know, increase the lead price a little bit. So that's not quite as bad. Getting the power plant. And are we... We might be able to increase the rank as well. Just before the end. If our GDP keeps growing the speed that it has been growing. But there's no guarantee that it will. I do actually wonder. Britain. Could I improve relations with you? I can. I don't think we can get it to high enough relations. We're still poor relations with France as well. Although that one is going to get above poor in a bit. It's not that long time. I mean, it's a point every 17 days or so. There we go. The law might actually pass before the end. Actually, will it? It's got one more roll on 11th of December, so it might pass it. Alright then. We did get a decent bit of loyalists and radicals, of course, from the conquest, so the situation is still at least more loyalists than radicals. How's the government legitimacy? 63 only, okay. We need to keep the Confucian scholars in there. So we're going to maybe pop the rule folk out of there. Although that does reduce their authority, but we can drop another tax, that's fine. So now we've got -1 in there, that's not too bad. Lose maybe a bit of money, but that's fine. At least the legitimacy is pretty good. So that might actually... Oh, there we go, nice. 22nd of November. So we get at least one guaranteed roll on there. Maybe even a second. No, I don't think we'll have time for a second one, to be fair. We do have a little bit of lack of infrastructure down here. Are we building a railway or port? Not right now. We could probably build a port quite quickly, and maybe also a railway. Because that seems to be causing some of the issues down here as well. So GDP hasn't really grown that much. At least the standard of living did return almost back to 12, so that's not too bad. The GDP, I mean, we did peak at 77 million. So at least we got fairly high in there. And now that we are no longer paying a massive amount of our income and all that to China, things are looking a lot better. So if we had another 50 years of this, we probably would be surpassing them. Well, they still got 3 times as much as we do, more or less. But I think we are at least increasing our GDP quite quickly. What's this then? Oh. Oh, right. France is fighting Japan. Oh, and we have property women, so workforce ratio is increased. Very good. That does mean that we'll have a lot more workers available, so that might actually reduce the wages a bit. Sooner or later. The opium price is still massive. The clothes price is pretty high as well. I can't do too much about that one, unfortunately. Other than just building a lot more clothes manufactories, I suppose, which I presume the private sector is probably doing. It's doing at least some of that. Getting some fertilizer plants as well, steel mills and all that. But I think it's about 62 million GDP that we'll be ending with. So not even nearly to the numbers we wanted to. But we got independence. And I think if we have a look at the typing market, GDP per state, so there's 11 million is the best one. Other than this one, I suppose, that's 2 million. That's 16, 15, 14, and 14. So we would still have the 4 largest GDPs in that market. That's not too shabby, I suppose. And there's Japan is having a revolution as well as fighting against France. Alright then. And Victorian century. I have actually gained that achievement already before. But regardless, we gained it again. So, we still have 35% of our population peasants. It's a bit unfortunate. The GDP, I mean, if we had had enough time, like, if we had gotten the independence back where we were trying it first time around, and not lost the stuff to the French, I think we would have probably gone to, like, at least 120 million GDP. Standard of living is, well, it did peak at 12.1, so that's not too bad. It could be a lot better, of course. Prestige, we did start getting a decent bit near the end there. And the population, well, I suppose it goes pretty much hand in hand with our GDP, to be fair. The population, it did increase a fairly good amount. I don't know how much it started with. It was probably about, I don't know, 16 million, maybe 14. I think it was 14, somewhere around there. But the population majority is Korean. There's a bit of Manchus and Han that we captured, probably. Some of them, of course, moved in. Political strength-wise, the Koreans, of course, were the biggest one. Capitalists, where there was a huge amount of political strength in there. How much of the... So that's clerks, machinists, engineers, clergymen, farmers, servicemen, capitalists. So there was a total of about 250,000 capitalists. Alright then. And we did have almost 30 million Buddhists. That's not too bad. But yeah, I think that's actually... If we go to continue playing... There we go. So we're going to have a look at these. So we did overall do pretty good in terms of money and all that. So we could have probably gained a lot more power, of course. I mean, the fact that we're trying to do a tour playthrough anyway. So we were kind of tied in the options there. But I do hope that we enjoyed this. There's been plenty of mistakes. Hopefully you've learned something from them. I hopefully have as well. I'm not entirely sure yet. But I think the next playthrough is hopefully... It might not start tomorrow. It's probably going to be in the next few days at least. We'll probably start Argentina. That was suggested in the comment section in one of the episodes. And it's actually, it seems like it would be quite nice. And I'll have to get the DLC for that probably. I mean, I don't have to, but I figured that might as well. It's not too expensive. So yeah, we'll probably be playing as Argentina. And then after that, one of the nations that I was thinking about, since the Victoria 3 playthroughs don't last at least as long as some of the other, like, EU4s and such, I might do a Portugal playthrough. And just, you know, colonize a bit of Africa and all that, and, you know, do the usual stuff. Not necessarily too much expansion in Europe, but maybe do a lot of colonizing and all that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Do check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.